What's up everybody, welcome back to another video. In this video we're going to talk about the backswing, why it's super important and it's often overlooked because everyone's thinking, well, it only matters what I do a foot around the golf ball, before and just after, when in reality the backswing has a huge play on what you do to that golf ball. I'll give you an example here. So in your swing, you flip your wrists at the ball. There's a lot of wrist action, there's a lot of face rotation, and at impact, you're probably somewhere around here where the hands are behind the ball. You might be able to see that you can do this, you might be able to feel it, but you don't know why you do this. The most common reason why people do this is because the face is open in the downswing. If you turn, you're gonna hit it dead right, so you have to flip at it. Now you have to keep going back because the face is open here, but why is it open here? Well, it's open here because it's open at the top. Why is it open at the top? Because you probably rolled it open to start the golf swing. So in reality, yes, you flip at the golf ball, but the reason why you flip is because of the backswing. You started in a position that opened the club face, so you had to correct it in the downswing and around impact. So you saw how the backswing has a huge effect on what you do around the golf ball. I'll give you some examples of what you might do if you make a poor backswing, some of the reactions you'll do. So we talked about the first one. You roll the club face open, which gets the club face open in the downswing, and then you have to flip at it. So there's one. Two, if you roll it open, it can encourage you to come over the top. This gets you a really steep attack angle, and from here, you can't do much with hitting the golf ball. So you have to do some sort of weird movement to get the club moving a little more inside. To do that, a lot of people like to early extend. Hips go forward, club goes back. Club's behind you, but you're in a really tough spot. You're in a good spot to shank it. Hips went forward, club's gonna be farther out. You're in a good spot to shank it. And the third example we'll give is the opposite. So you go back, you let the club face get really, really shut. At the top of the swing, you're really shut. Now, if you're Dustin Johnson and you have super flexible hips and a lot of hip rotation, you can get away with this. We'll turn, 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 and it'll get the club face square. But most of us can't do this. I can't do this. Most of the people around this club can't even do that. So what are you gonna do? We have to square the club face up somehow. So again, we can early extend. Club face is gonna get more open, but again, we're in a bad spot where we're often gonna shank it because the club's gonna be farther out. So to fix all of this is what I want you to focus on in your backswing. So think about the butt of the club extending into your belly button. I want you to point that to your belly button as long as you can. So rotate with your chest and shoulders and hips to about parallel to the ground, making sure this still points at your belly button. This makes sure you had a connected backswing. Use your body to move the club and not your wrists. If you use all wrists, club's not pointing at your body. So we want to make sure it's pointing at our body. It's the same feeling of trying to keep our arms in front of our chest. So we rotate, 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 arms are in front of our chest. We're going to continue to rotate all the way back, arms are still in front of our chest. And then from there you can make an efficient turn down at the ball. A drill you can do to make sure you're doing this correct backswing is something that Nelly Korda does all the time. It's called the egg roll drill. So you set up to the golf ball and put a second golf ball straight behind your club. If you rotate back correctly, the ball will go straight back. Now if you take the incorrect backswing and you use all hands and arms and a lot less chest, the ball's gonna roll inside. You can tell, ball rolled way inside, you made a bad backswing. So you can do this drill with hitting some golf balls, making sure you rotate with them chest and shoulders, a lot less hands. Ball's gonna roll straight back, and then you can hit it. So the ball rolled straight back, so I made a good backswing. Now let's talk about how a poor backswing will affect your chipping. Let's go. Now in chipping, you're gonna have similar issues that you did in the full swing. If you decide to start the backswing with your wrists and hands, getting the club really inside and really open, it's going to be really easy to bottom out because the club is coming so far from in to out. Especially if you release the hands, you're going to bottom out really early. Now, if you want to avoid chunking it, you're going to stand up and it's going to be really easy to blade it over the green. No one's going to like to do that. Now the opposite, if you take the club back and you hinge it really closed, this is somewhere we can kind of get away with if you're trying to hit a low shot. If you're trying to hit a high shot, you're going to have a lot of difficulties. So again, similar to the full swing, I want you to focus on keeping that butt of the club pointing towards your belly button. Rotate back keeping that point at your belly button. So make sure you rotate with your chest and shoulders. This will be a lot less hips because we have such a short shot, but a lot more shoulders and chest rotation and a lot less wrist action. Just paying attention to your backswing is going to make the golf swing a lot easier, and it's going to make it a lot easier for you to be consistent. So that's all I have for you today. I hope you can take what you learned here, start focusing on your backswing, and start getting a lot more consistent. If you don't want to get more consistent and you like hitting it all over the place, by all means forget everything I just said. But if you want to get more consistent, focus on that backswing. Make sure you are staying connected, that butt of the club is pointing towards your belly button, and you're rotating with your chest and shoulders, being a lot more connected, make it a lot easier. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one.